Hi, I'm an old guy and I do maths. And if you've seen the previous video on moving means, you'll note that I referred to it as odd because we used an odd number of data points to find the moving mean. This time we're going to use an even number, and that has consequences for how we calculate our moving mean. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to calculate a 2-point moving mean, which means that I take these first two pieces of data, find the mean, move along one, take these two pieces of data, find the mean, and so forth and so on. However, if I do that, what I'm going to wind up with is I'm going to wind up with a point somewhere between these two pieces of data, and it's not going to match up with any of the other points. All of the points that I calculate will fall between pieces of data. And so what is halfway between autumn and winter? Well, it's whatever this is. What we want the data to do, the new data, the new smoothed line, is for the points on it to match up with these points. So how do we achieve that? Well, here is a diagram of what we do. Now I've taken the first few of these pieces of data, and I've noted them down here. So we have 1, 2, 1, 3, 4, 2. First, what have we got? The first 6. Now what I do is, first of all, I find the mean of these two numbers. So 1 plus 2 is 3. Half of 3 is 1.5. So I have 1.5. We'll call it 1.5. Same thing here. 2 plus 1 is 3. Divide that by 2 and I get 1.5. Now, if I just take this point, 1.5, it would be here. It's halfway between autumn and winter. It's, as it turns out, halfway between these 2 points, not surprising given that it's the mean of these 2 points. But it's not in a position where it's useful to me. So what I am going to have to do is I'm going to have to center the data. And maybe, just maybe, you'll have noticed that where I've drawn this sort of diagram here of what numbers I use, that this one does actually fall between autumn and winter. So what do I do? Well, I do this. I take a second mean, and it's of these 2 points. And conveniently, these add to 3, and if I divide them by 2, I get 1.5. So this is the technique that you use when you use a moving mean. I've chosen a 2-point moving mean because it's simple, but you can do this for a 4-point or a 6-point. And so what do we achieve from this? Well, our first new piece of data, if you will, our averaged data, will sit here at 1.5. So I'll just circle that with a red circle. So that is this. Okay, so let's move along. We're going to take, we've taken the mean of these two numbers. We're now going to take the mean of these two. So 1 and 3 is 4. Divide that by 2, and you get 2. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take the mean of this number and this number. So essentially what we're doing is we're going through the process of doing a moving mean twice. And the process is called centering. So what we have here is 2 plus 1.5, which is 3.5. 3.5 divided by 2, I think, is 1.75. I will just check that because while I'm doing 3 things at once, I am prone to mistakes. There Yes, it is. It's 1.75. So our new value here is 1.75, and again, it's going to be centered over this value. So 1.75 puts us there, and that is our new piece of smoothed data. Okay, let's keep going. So we have 1 and 3 equaling 2. We've done that one. Now we'll move along 1, and 3 and 4 is 7, and half of 7 is 3.5, and we'll find the midpoint of this. What have we got there? We've got 5.5, which gives us 2.75. Find 2.75 here. It is roughly there, and we'll circle that. I hope this is not getting boring. We'll do this one more time. So we've got 3 and 4 is 7, half of 7 is 3.5, that's our first mean. 4 and 2 is 6, and half of that is 3. That's going to be our next value that we use to center this. So we have 3 plus 3.5, which is 6.5. Half of that is 3.25. 3.25. And 3.25 is going to put us here, somewhere around there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to join these points, and I'm going to join the original points, and what you can see is two things. First of all, these are neatly in line with the original data points. That's important. And secondly, this data starts here at A. With the general process of moving means, we would expect the moving mean to start somewhere later than that. In this case, because we have taken the mean of these two and then these two and centered our first mean, it starts here. It starts after the original data, and the last point that we would expect to get would be up here, one back from the original data. And the other thing, of course, as I said, is that we would expect that this line would be much smoother than this line. Otherwise, why would we call it a smoothing technique? Anyway, that is the process. What you can see is that it just consists of taking a second average, a second mean. Okay, I hope this was useful and helpful. If it was, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.